Well, hey, YouTube, it's Petey Two-Finger back at ya. I'm talking about copyright, so this is... I got one strike. I did get a copyright strike on my channel. It was the Rocky Erickson acid casualties episode. So, in 2016, I got really sick. I had fear of impending doom. I had acute anxiety with a lot of physical symptoms, like I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep, I had diarrhea, I couldn't breathe. If I laid down, I thought I was dying. I couldn't breathe. Horrible paranoia and just terror, just nonstop. It was not fun. Really, really, really sick. So when I started coming around and getting better, I mean, I was messed up for, it was a quarter of a year. It was really bad. And then I was kind of messed up for a couple more, for about another year. They put me on Paxil, and then I gained quite a bit of weight, which I tend to get attacked for that. People, when they'll come after me in the comment section, will go, aha, fatty, and all this, call me fat. And I can kind of understand how people that have been struggling with weight issues throughout their life feel, because I was skinny for a long time, and then this handicap, this back injury, and then the medicine that makes you retain weight happened to me, and I got up there close to 300 pounds. And so oftentimes if I will say something, if a moron comes to my channel and will get angry with me for something, like the latest one was the Blow air conditioner. I did a review for that to explain. And I had one woman thank me and say she prayed to the Lord to ask to let him know if she should buy the Blow air conditioner, and she ended up watching my video. So if that didn't make me feel like the hand of God moved through me that day to save that woman, whatever money I know it sounds crazy to you. Maybe you don't believe in that type of stuff, but I really felt wonderful when I read that woman's comment. That made me feel like my life had meaning for a moment there. Anyway, this guy, face tattoos, he's got just a handful of videos with him and his dog saying, "You're my dog," and he's smoking his shatter. So he's like in his 70s or 80s. He's barely got any skin on his body. It's just tattoos and weird dermatitis, prison tattoos, and he's in some kind of a mobile home with his mom, who's still alive, I guess, and he's got some type of sports athletic gold chains, and he's smoking his shatter. Anyway, this guy came onto my video and said, Did your parents have any children that lived? You don't even know what day of the week it is. It's a lot of talk, but you don't even say anything about the thing. And F you, whatever. So I typically, if someone attacks me, I will go to their channel and check them out. And a lot of times I will leave comments on their videos. I'll return the favor. And so I may have done that, or I may have responded, but he kept coming back and letting me have it, let me know about that I need a bra and how fat I am, and it did make me think about, like I've teased people about their weight before, maybe not to their face, but it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good. I mean, I kind of have an excuse. Yeah, there's been plenty of nights where I've woke up in the middle of the night and eaten a whole box of cookies or 7 of your granola treats.
But you're not doing it on purpose.
I tell her I fall asleep. I'm sleepwalking when I do it.
There's no way you could eat. I mean, there's no way you could be awake and eat
a whole box of cookies.
Yeah, no one's going to want to eat 7 granola bars. if they're conscious.
Anyway, oh my goodness. So yeah, YouTube is just great, isn't it? It's just the best thing. This series, Acid Casualties, I've been moving episodes over to Vimeo. Pink Floyd was the first one that got taken down, and then Peter Green episode is over there now. Now the Rocky Erickson episode, I was forced to take it down. I got a copyright strike. It's Charly Records, and it's spelled Charly. It's a British record label that specializes in reissued material. Okay? So they got, it's a small list. Johnny Cash, Sammy Davis Jr., Funkadelic, Mickey Gilley, Roscoe Gordon, Charlie Gracie, Carol Grimes, Hadrock Gunter, Gong, Bill Haley in his comments, Ronnie Hawkins, Johnny Lee Hooker, Ice-T, Elmore James, Jerry Lee Lewis, Billy Lee Riley, Curtis Mayfield, Thelonious Monk, Johnny Pacheco, Soft Heap, Small Faces, Alvin Shine Robinson, Warren Smith, the Staple Singers, Gene Summers, Sylvia Striplin, Showaddy Waddy, Toots and the Maytals. Did they call him Toots because of his love for cocaine, or was he tooting on his horn? Sonny Boy Williamson and the Yardbirds, and last but not least, the 13th floor elevators, and that's where they got me. So this Charly Records came after me. I contacted them. They have a Facebook page, and I said, look at you guys, you copyright struck me, and it's all public domain footage that I used. I just went and got interviews and, basically Googled the guy, and every article I found I would copy and paste stuff and put it into a document, and then I would reread that, and I would go over it do like 40 takes until I kind of memorized it and could read it without looking too much. And then that's what ended up on the Acid Casualties episodes, was all information that I had just, I didn't personally know Rocky Erickson. And a lot of people were angry about that fact. They're like, you're just some guy. And well, I'm sorry I made this series. It's always been my favorite subject, was people who society called acid casualties. And if you watch the series, you see how I show in each case there was all this other stuff going on, and the guy was pre-diagnosed, or they already had schizophrenia. Before they took the acid, there was a problem. So to blame the LSD is really short-sighted. Yeah, it can be a catalyst. And certainly we want to be respectful when we approach psychedelics, and we want to take great care. But that doesn't mean that somebody can take an acid trip and like one hit of it, a small dose, and never come back or jump off a building, like what they were trying to tell us back in the early 70s about chromosome damage and all that. So my stance on psychedelics is they're the only good drug. All the other drugs kind of have so much negative side effects and addictive thing. It's just not good. Not good to play around with them. And then you have psychedelics, which can be very powerful spiritual healing tools. Okay, that's how I feel about it. But at the same time, I know how we have this propensity to approach it as a party drug, which is messed up. And then you always hear these stories about people, stories. He put his thumb in the jar with crystals and put it on his, was running around. The SWAT team had to pull him off the overpass, and then they locked him up, and he was never the same. So it's a double-edged sword with psychedelics, and that was my point with the series. I'm very proud of it. I did a decent job, but I was really sick, and I hear that. I hear how broken I am throughout the whole thing. So, the Rocky Erickson is my least favorite story. I really didn't like his mom. I felt that Rocky used his mental illness. That Rocky's whole life was like kind of deflecting a lot of responsibility for his actions, and that he was looking for a free ride. That he knew if he played crazy, that he would get attention. And the whole scene with his mother, where she kept turning on all the radios and televisions in his room, and then he lit up the Newport and smiled at the camera, and she said, "It's the only way to block all the voices out of his head." And he was like, "I just like electronics." Like, he had a wise-ass answer for everything, that guy. And I'll tell you what, my least favorite episode, Charly Records pushed a button on it, and I was forced to remove it. So that's going over to Vimeo. So the Acid Casualty series is getting whittled down. I'm guessing eventually none of them are going to be on YouTube anymore. What I should do is put them on a DVD and start selling them. Put it on eBay and be like, "You want to know about the 60s? Here it is. Get your DVD." I am very proud of it. I could have done a much better job. I was really hurt when I made it. And I think the finer points of it is when I start summing it up at the end and talking about not so much the story, but how we as a society need to handle people that have mental illness, and how we must respond to chemicals such as LSD, psilocybin, and DMT. That's where I think it really stands on its legs. When you're getting unfiltered my take on it. I know that the elements in there that I purposely put to get the people who were going to make a negative comment to attack, like when I pitch shifted my voice, or if I talked about someone and used a different image, which I do all the time. Those are tools. That's because you got a certain type of person that's going to say something mean. And I would rather have them say something mean about something I purposely put in there, like my long intro that I used to have on Hacking for Fun with Petey. So that's what that's all about. I really do love the series, although I haven't visited it in a while. The Rocky Erickson episode is going to be moved over to Vimeo very soon. I guess I should tell you the one really good thing that came out of it was I met Peter Green's son. He was a heroin addict living on the street who told me that he learned more about his father from watching my video than everything his mother ever told him about. So yeah, he sent me court documents proving through a DNA test that he was who he claimed to be. He kind of had a real chip on his shoulder, but he wanted to thank me for making it. And that just really blew me away. It really blew me away. You know? You don't think, when I'm making the thing, I don't think like, hey, I might be doing this for other reasons that I would never have dreamed about. Like giving this guy some peace. Giving this guy some understanding where he hated his dad so much, and now he understands. He heard the story of what happened, and he sees that his dad may have been a victim. So, really cool stuff. How we don't realize the implications of our actions and how we can affect others. So when that stuff comes back around to me like that, I talked in the other video how I made this review about a portable air conditioner. And a woman claimed she was about to pull the trigger on it, and she prayed to God, and ended up watching my video, and then she thanked me because she didn't buy it because it's a scam. And then I got some ex-convict guy with face tattoos coming after me, calling me fat, telling me to wear a bra, coming in, you know, just trying to get to me. It's like good and evil. They both exist, you know. So, I hope you enjoyed this one. I just wanted to talk a little bit about copyright. I've been sitting on this talking about this copyright strike. I didn't want to talk about it until it went away. Because the way that they handle it is if you will delete your video and behave yourself, it'll go away. So I deleted the video, and then today I went on the Charly Records Facebook. I went to them and I said, hey, you know, this thing that I made, I didn't really steal any copyrighted material. There's none of this music in there. It's me. It's my music. I played all the instruments and all of the music in the Rocky Erickson episode. I said, you know, I just downloaded whatever Google image search or whatever footage on some low quality footage, you know, and then all the other the text is just from interviews that I could find. And I said, you're copyright striking me, and I don't really think you have the right to do that. You're a reissue label. What the hell are you doing? And on top of it, people who never heard of Rocky Erickson are going to find out who he is from watching my series of videos and buy your stupid fucking box set. That's what really pissed me off. You're shooting yourself in the foot. Don't you realize that? So I sent him a message, and the guy was like, oh, whoa, I'll get this taken care of. Don't worry about it. It'll go away. And it never did. So I went on their Facebook today, and I left a message and said, thank you for copyright striking me when I was sick. And I made a video documentary on Rocky Erickson. And I wrote, not cool. So I don't think that's harassing them. I think I'm just letting them know that I'm not going to be a big supporter of Charly Records. And that's going to be a thorn in my side for at least a year. I'm going to be bringing this up. It's one thing to say, to respond and be like, oh, I'll take care of it, and then never follow up and nothing, and the thing, you know, it doesn't go away. It's another thing to say, oh, I'll look into it, and then next thing I know, it's gone. The copyright strike is gone. Then I would have been like, I would have made a video and been like, hey, this Charly Records, it's real deal. This is the place you want to buy music from and promote them. But I can't do that. As far as I know, these guys are, they're not good. They're not good. Reissue people, I don't know. How much of when they're selling these box sets, how much of that money is going back to Rocky Erickson's unbelievably poor relatives that took care of it. I'm not going to speculate, but I'm guessing fucking nothing from my dealings with Charly Records. So yeah, a huge middle finger to Charly Records. And if you've got a YouTube channel, you're better off just make all of your own content. Don't do it. Moving forward, it's only going to get worse and more complicated with this copyright stuff until they get it worked out, which means ruining the internet, where everybody's going to have a digital driver's license and it's going to be pay to play. It's going to be just like cable TV. Unbelievably overpriced. You're not going to be able to afford to do anything. And it's going to be so much advertising, you're not going to be able to tolerate it. Or they're going to give you an opt-out for some legit content, but you're going to have to pay through the nose to access it. And that kind of sucks. I remember logging on with my AOL free disc in 1996. Do you? Alright, you guys. Be safe. Take care of your loved ones. And peace.